Today, we're going to talk about operation and utilizing of a bandsaw. You can see we've got our bandsaw here, and we've opened up the first panel, the top panel, to kind of give you an idea of how a bandsaw works. So basically a bandsaw is just what it sounds like. It's a saw, and the saw blade is actually a band. This is a replacement band blade that's kind of coiled up, but the blade in this solid band fits on a top wheel, and then there's under this panel there's another wheel also. It's the same concept, and then the blade runs through here. When you turn it on, obviously the wheels spin and your saw cuts. The advantage of the bandsaw allows you to, in this kind of flexible band blade and things, you can make angled cuts and arcing cuts and different things in a stationary tool that's a little more stable to use. When you take a look at your bandsaw, there's a couple things that you check before you go to operate. You can open your panel and have a look at your wheel, make sure your band and your saw is tracking, what's called tracking on your wheel. Okay, making sure that the blade itself is actually sitting on the wheel. It's not like hanging over the edge so it looks like it might slip off, or hang on the back side and it might fall off the back way. This knob up top, if you can somewhat see that, this is a tension knob. The idea here is you put your band on and then you tighten that knob down to put tension on the blade so that it'll spin and track, just like tightening a belt or something else on any other kind of piece of equipment. We have our bandsaw set where we need it to be, and so the tension is just right on it. When you go to use this saw, a couple other things to notice. If you come and take a look on this side of the saw, this knob is designed to protect your blade guard. This is a guard so that when your saw is not being used all the way down in this position, nobody's going to get their fingers caught or anything on that blade. The idea also then is, depending on the thickness of the wood that you're going to use, you're going to adjust the height of this so it's just about 1/8 of an inch above the board that you're going to send through the saw. That way, if your saw catches or anything, the board hits this, it doesn't flip out and hit you in the face or something like that. And so this guard adjustment is made. You just retighten the knob like that, and now you're ready to go with your saw. The bandsaw also has a table adjustment. It will, if you look right here, you can make angled cuts. You can loosen that knob, tip the table one way or the other to make any kind of an angle cut, similar to the miter saw that we've already used in class. Okay, so now we're ready to make a cut. You know, we've come through, we had inspected our panel, we've closed our panel up tight, our tension's good, and now we're ready to make a cut. Kevin's gonna do some cutting for us today. So when Kevin comes up to cut, the first thing he's gonna do is loosen his tension on this side, and he's going to make that adjustment for the blade guard. And so he'll raise that up. Some of the older saws sometimes may stick just a little, and so when you're in class, you may want to have somebody just kind of help you. But you just kind of bring that board so you're, like I said, about 1/8 or so it'll fall through 1/8 to 1/4, and then just tighten that back down and make sure it's snug. Once Kevin's got that adjustment made, he's pretty much ready to make a cut. He's first going to make this straight cut. He's going to follow this line right along. He's got 2 other lines to cut. One of the things he can't do is cut this line first, because if he tries to send that through the saw, he's going to bang on the other side of the belt, or the band side. So he's going to start with this cut and cut this piece off. He's going to go steady, even pressure right straight through, holding his saw, or holding the board snug and secure as he makes that cut. Everything looks good. He'll fire it up. Let the blade reach full operating speed, just like any of the other tools, and then steady, even pressure. Kevin went ahead and made it all the way through, steady through. You could hear the saw make a little noise in the middle there, and you saw Kevin stop and back up a little bit. That's normal, but you're going to push through just as fast as the blade will cut. If you start going a little bit fast, you hear it kind of squeal a little bit. Just back off a second and then take it on through. That was a great job. Now let's say with this board we wanted to make a cut other than a straight on cut. That's the beauty of the bandsaw. If Kevin wants to make kind of an arcing cut or something kind of sweeping like that, he can do that with the bandsaw. So that's what he's going to do now, is just kind of make a slow, kind of random cut for you, just a small piece, and then we'll be in good shape. And so then there you have it. Kevin's gone ahead and made a nice little sweeping arcing cut with the bandsaw. Nice cut. The bandsaw does make beautiful kind of smooth and nice cuts. And so great advantage to the bandsaw. In class on Tuesday, be sure you've read your safety rules. We'll take the safety test, and then we'll come out and you guys can begin practicing with the bandsaw.